All right, all right, all right. Hey, what's going on, Empire? Today you are cooking with the Roman Empire. So, all right, guys, you guys already know we are a large family. We are a family of 8. So, at a lot of times, I have to make sure that I make really quick meals, something that's convenient. A lot of our food is not from scratch, guys. Please don't judge me. It's still just as good as making it from scratch at times, depending on what we're making. So today we're going to be making an easy chicken and shrimp fettuccine, Alfredo fettuccine. So of course there are 1,000 of different versions to make this. I'm only going to do what's quick and easy for me, what I can achieve within 45 minutes or less. So this is what the ingredients. This is the ingredients that we're going to be using today. We got the shrimp. I would have preferred raw shrimp, guys, but they didn't have the one with the that was peeled and divined. And like I said, for me, I always try to do things as easy as possible because I have such a large family that does require a lot of my time. So they only had in the grocery store I went to, they only had the cooked shrimp that was peeled and divined. So I went with this one, guys. And the size is medium. You can go for large, jumbo, extra large. But for our household, we like the shrimps to be medium. And our chicken Alfredo, chicken and shrimp Alfredo. And then we're going to be using chicken tenderloins. You could have used, you can use chicken breast or thin sliced chicken breast. But again, this is all they had in the grocery store that I went to. Normally, I would have got thin sliced chicken breast, but they didn't have any, so I went with the chicken tenderloins. I'm going to throw some broccoli in there, so I got some broccoli florets. We got 2 boxes of fettuccine. My children love Alfredo fettuccine, so I have to get 2 boxes when I cook this. And you can also use linguine or even spaghetti if you would like. But we like to use the fettuccine or the linguine. So today we got the fettuccine. Guys, I did not go for, I'm not making it from scratch, as you can see. So I got 3 bottles of ragu, classic Alfredo. There's different versions of this Alfredo. Get whichever one works for you and your family. And the recipe for Alfredo is really simple, guys. I don't have the ingredients. Plus, I'm doing things the easy way. So I went with that ragu. Then I have some olive oil, and I have some regular plain salt, and I have some ground pepper, black ground pepper, and we love parsley in this house. We put parsley in almost everything we make. I have some parsley flakes, and I have some Old Bay, guys. I think that I'm going to do the Cajun chicken and shrimp Alfredo. So for that ingredient, I'm going to need the Old Bay seasoning. But it's better if I would have had Cajun seasoning, but I don't have any. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the Old Bay. And that'll make it taste as if I use Cajun seasoning. And then I have Land Lakes butter, guys. This is what I'm going to use to saute my shrimp and my chicken in. Land Lakes butter. And I believe that's it. Okay, so I'm going to be cooking in this wok right here, guys. I love my wok. I just got it not too long ago, and it works well with anything I cook almost. And then we have our pot of water boiling for the fettuccine noodles. As soon as I'm done cutting up the, cleaning the shrimp off and cutting the chicken up, I'll show you guys that. And also, guys, with our chicken and shrimp Alfredo, we're going to be having the butter and garlic traditional French style bread to go along with that. Alright, guys, so I got my chicken cleaned and it's seasoned. It's seasoned already with salt, a little salt, pepper, and the Old Bay to give it that Cajun flavor. And I have my shrimp soaking in water. I'm going to rinse those with some cold water. They're already clean. All I have to do is peel the tail off, and then I'll be adding the shrimp in. I have my water boiling for my noodles. And then I have my butter, my pot getting hot with the butter in it for the chicken. For the noodles, for 2 reasons. The noodles won't stick together once they're done. And also to give my noodles flavor. So they just won't be all plain. Although we're adding the Alfredo sauce, I still, even with my spaghetti, guys, I still like my noodles to have a little flavor to them. So that's my reason for adding salt. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Also, that's again to prevent my noodles from sticking. So I'm gonna let that continue to boil. Okay, so the water is boiling, begin to boil. I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 box of noodles in there. And then my butter, I don't know if you can see, it's bubbling. The pot is hot enough for me to go ahead and add my chicken. And guys, I do not like to overcrowd my pot when I'm cooking. Some people do. For myself, we prefer not to overcrowd the pot so everything can be evenly cooked. I'm going to go ahead and give this a good stir. Okay guys, so my noodles are in, and while those are boiling guys, also I boil my noodles for about 11 to 12 minutes. We like for them not to be too soft nor too hard, but just right. So about 11 to 12 minutes does the job for us. And while my chicken is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and peel those tails off of the shrimp. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I cleaned the shrimp with cold water. I peeled the tails off of the shrimp, and I lightly seasoned it with salt and pepper. And then to give it that Cajun flavor, since I don't have any Cajun seasoning, again, I use Old Bay on the shrimp. And this is the Old Bay, guys. I use Old Bay seasoning. They do have different kinds of Old Bay. They actually have an Old Bay Italian seasoning, which I also find to be very delicious. But again, I just stuck with that seasoning, and I'm not using anything else. I normally cook with garlic and onion powder and, you know, other little Greek seasoning. But because I want to give it that Cajun flavoring, I'm only going to stick with the salt, pepper, and the Old Bay. So my noodles is over here boiling. And I'm going to let them boil maybe for about 3 to 4 more minutes, guys, before I go ahead and I drain them. Yep, and my chicken, this is my first batch, guys. I am going to go ahead and take these out and add in my second batch of chicken. Alright guys, if you're wondering, I let my pot get really hot. I didn't rinse it because I didn't have to. That's one thing I love about the wok pots. Plus I still wanted that flavoring in there. So I let my pot get hot again after I put the other chicken on the plate, and then I added my butter. So it is sizzling, and I'm going to, in about 1 more minute, add the rest of the chicken I have here. And also, guys, if you're wondering, when I did take the chicken out of the pot, I don't know if you can really see, but I just dumped all the juices that was in the pot along with the chicken, because once I'm done with all of my ingredients, I'm going to mix them all back together. And of course, that juice, we want to use it because it's going to help flavor the food as I give it that last stir fry together. Okay, so I just took out my noodles and they are drained, and I'm just waiting for my second batch of chicken to be ready, which I'll be taking it out maybe in about another 2 minutes. I'm giving this last stir. Make sure all sides is cooked evenly. That's another reason why I cook in small batches. Babe taught me that. That's how he prefers his food, so this is how we do it. And this is why you see I'm cooking all of my ingredients separately. As far as the chicken, shrimp, and broccoli, a lot of people probably would have just combined them on one after the other. But because Quentin is so picky when it comes to his food, he prefers for it to be cooked separately and evenly. So as you can see, that's almost about ready. I got my oven preheating to 400, so I can go ahead and throw the bread into the oven, and that'll take about 10 more minutes to cook. I have my broccoli ready to go in the same pot right after I remove the chicken. Okay guys, so my oven is now at 400. I'm going to go ahead and throw the bread in. As you guys can see, I am using aluminum foil. I do have baking sheets, pan sheets, but again, with the Roman family, we're trying to work smarter, not harder, less dishes. So I am going to use aluminum foil because I won't have to wash any extra pots, or pans rather. And I have my butter. My pot is nice and hot. Again, I did not wash the pot out. All I did was take the chicken out and add butter to the pot. I'm going to throw that broccoli in about 1 minute. And as you can see, the juices from the last batch of chicken is all there. I did not discard any of it. I wanted to keep it nice and juicy for when I go ahead and simmer everything together. The broccoli is going, guys. I did add a little bit of salt and pepper because we do like everything flavored well in this house. You don't have to do that, especially if you're trying to be light on salt, or maybe your diet doesn't allow you to use salt. You definitely don't have to use it, and it really doesn't make a huge difference. Again, we like our food to be evenly coated and well seasoned, or well seasoned, evenly coated. All right, so that's going, guys. And we kind of like our broccoli almost like Chinese restaurant broccoli. So we don't like it soft at all, but of course not too hard, but you know, just right. I'm gonna let that go ahead and saute for maybe about another 3 to 4 minutes. And then I'm gonna remove it and add the shrimp. All right, I got about 5 more minutes on that bread, guys. Here goes my, I just added butter sauce. I took out the broccoli. I added some butter, and I'm going to go ahead and put these shrimps in there. I went ahead and put the broccoli in the same dish as the chicken. Now I'm going to go ahead and dump these shrimps in. Voila. Give that a nice stir. And the shrimp, you don't have to cook very long at all. Maybe about, well, I do have more in here than I should have put in here. So the pot is kind of overcrowded. So maybe about 3 to 4 minutes. The shrimp been cooking for about maybe 2 to 3 minutes, guys. I'm going to go ahead and remove them because they look pretty done. You don't want to overcook your shrimp because then it'll be tough. Guys, I removed the shrimp. I added in my pan with my chicken and my broccoli. Guys, look at all of this juice. Let me turn on the stove a little bit. Look at all of this flavor, guys. This juice from the shrimp I just cooked. The rest of the juices from the other foods are in that pan, but I am not going to dump this, guys. I'm going to add all the ingredients back into the pot. I'm going to give it a good stir before I add my noodles and Alfredo sauce. Okay, guys, I added my shrimp, chicken, and broccoli all into one pot. I'm going to go ahead and give that a good stir for about, let that simmer real quick together for maybe about 1 to 2 minutes. And then I'm going to add my sauce. Alright, guys, so I just added my Alfredo sauce. I only added 1 jar as of far. And then I added some water into it. I gave it a good shake. I gave it a good shake, and now I'm adding the water. It's like a less than a half a bottle, guys, of water I added. I'm going to go ahead and give that a good stir. Okay, so as you can see, I added my noodles. I'm going to go ahead and add that second bottle. I'm going to do the same. Add a little bit less than a half a jar. I mean, a half a cup of, well, half a jar rather, of water into this bottle. I'm going to give it a good shake and add that water in. Alright guys, so I added the rest of that ragu. I added some pepper. I added some parsley, guys. Parsley flakes. We love parsley flakes. And I added some more of the black ground pepper. We love pepper. And I'm going to go ahead and give this a stir. And I'm going to let this simmer for a little bit. And then the meal would be complete. Again, this is the final outcome. As you can see, it is simmering. It is bubbling, guys. It looks absolutely delicious. There are so many different ways that you can achieve this this meal. You can definitely do the long version if you would like. Although, I wouldn't necessarily call it the long version, because making your own Alfredo sauce doesn't really require much time. Just maybe a little bit more of ingredients and, of course, money to purchase the ingredients. And actually, one day, I'll go ahead and I'll do the recipe with the homemade Alfredo sauce. Again, this video is catered to large families who's trying to find a quick and easy way to feed their family, especially with providing all of the different nutrients into one pan. You know, this chicken, shrimp, and broccoli Alfredo fettuccine is definitely a good way to go ahead and achieve that goal. And again, you could leave out the Cajun sauce. You do not have to use Cajun sauce. Cajun seasoning or the Old Bay seasoning. Do it to the best of your taste and your likes. And again, this is the final outcome of my chicken, shrimp, and broccoli fettuccine with my garlic bread. And again, thank you for tuning in and cooking with Roman Empire. Remember, this is how we do it, the Roman way. Good night.